All eyes on Doge. Big run up to the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up to the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.60. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Thursday. Yes, it's a Thursday with a special edition of Kriss Packs Live. And this is the first time this year I can truly say that that intro song really makes sense, right? Keep going up, right? Keep going up. Yes, indeed. Keep going up. So we have Dogecoin at 8.3 cents now. 8.3 cents, my friends, with Dogecoin. We've got Bitcoin up at 72.8. We've got Ethereum 2,350. Even Cardano moving up to 20 cents and XRP over $1.30. We've got a lot to cover today. We've got a lot to cover because of these big moves in crypto. This is a crypto move. This is not a stock market move. The stocks are down. Here's the S&P 500 down. The NASDAQ is down. This is not stocks. This, my friends, is crypto. Here's the total crypto market cap up to 2.45 trillion. That's 4.5% for the whole crypto market. The whole crypto market is up. So we've got a lot to talk about. We'll look at the Doge Bitcoin trading pair, which is going up. We were going sideways all yesterday because Doge was generally following Bitcoin. But today, Doge is on a run. Bitcoin's doing okay. It's just the alts are doing better now. Bitcoin dominance is coming back down today from the move we had overnight and the big move yesterday morning. A lot of alts caught up yesterday afternoon, mainly Hyperliquid and ETH running that one. And now we've got Doge running. We've got Pepe running as well. We got Pepe running up. We'll be looking at that and other memes as well. So welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to Kriss Packs Live. How's everybody feeling about this move? Where do we stand? And yeah, this is a good place to be. Kilmar, keep going up. Davin, how are you? DC Bundles, hey Bundles, how are you? Welcome back. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Mario, hello. Mamba, hey, this is the time to be watching what's going on with the charts and the markets. Why this is happening, I went over it yesterday in detail. We'll talk about it more. More stuff has come out today. We're going to talk about that as well. Lowboy, I thought you forgot about us. No, I'm here. I said I'd do a Thursday stream, and I'm here. We're going to talk about that. William, how are you? Hello. Are we going to get the Kriss Live reversal? Yesterday, not only did we go up during the live stream, but then after the live stream, went on another run yesterday after the live stream, even higher. And then this morning, of course, we've got this big run going on. So yeah. DB, how are you? You got to go back to work. I get it. I'll be around though. I'll be around and you can always rewatch. Happy to see slow and steady move. This is not slow and steady. This is 10.5% today. Not slow and steady. This is a big Doge move here. We'll talk about XRP. We'll talk about Kronos. We'll talk about others that are also up over 10% just today. So a 2-day run for Doge now, the 2-day run is actually about 18.5% over 2 days. So that's pretty good. Measdy, how are you? Hello. The Trump pump? No, this is not really Trump. I mean, yeah, he's probably talking to Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, to like fix the bond market, and that's going to fix everything. But it's interesting, again, the stocks aren't going up. This is a crypto move. Gold and silver up some, but yeah. Dave, how are you? Been accumulating? I miss you too. Hanging on 697. Happy days here again. That sub 7 cent Doge is now looking really good, isn't it? Anything under 7 cents is looking very, very good. If you bought some Doge down there, you are good. Like I was buying Doge down there as well. So, yeah, looking good. Mute that. If we move this month in September, then October, November will be brutal. Yeah, see, so overall, I'm still bearish on September. But we can enjoy this for the end of August. What's the cause? I will get to it. It's not a Doge 1 mission, Jason. It has nothing to do with Doge 1. There is no Doge 1. Again, as I've continually been saying, there's no Doge 1 mission this year. I know there's a website still talking about September, and some so-called news organizations have picked it up and talked about this September. It's not happening, because I reached out to Geometric Energy and they said, yeah, they're wrong. They're wrong. There is none. So this is a bigger thing. LFG, yes, challenge accepted, agreed. LFG, this is a follow-up to yesterday's Bitcoin move. Again, the big move yesterday on Bitcoin came up to the 200-day moving average, which we were talking about in yesterday's live stream. This is based on it's U.S. Treasury, and the U.S. Treasury committing itself to an additional $2 billion plus in bond buybacks. They're basically taking the longer-term bonds, the 30-year, and they're propping it up with shorter-term bonds. They're just moving it around because the Treasury doesn't really print the money. It's the Fed who does that. So that it's not really the money printer going burr. This is really just trading short for long, and the short is just gonna, the short's gonna come and it's gonna bite them in the ass, basically, sooner rather than later. So this is really more a quick reaction to stopgap. But on the crypto side, it goes even further, and it reinforces the idea that crypto is better than fiat, because the U.S. government can it's a shell game, right? We got $40 trillion in debt. We've got the 30-year bonds that we're taking off. We've got China like selling all of the U.S. treasuries that they have. Other countries are kind of doing the same. And so internally, the U.S. government said, we got to do something to prop up the bond market. What can we do? The Fed's not going to do anything. They're not going to raise interest rates. So they're not going to lower interest rates. That's what Trump wanted, right? Trump wanted Kevin Warsh to lower interest rates. That's not happening. And so Bessent said, here's what we can do. And Trump went along with it. So it's a shell game is what it is. Again, the stock market is not pumping today. This is a crypto move. And so maybe there's a rotation happening from stocks into crypto. And what are they buying? Well, today they're buying alts. Today they're buying alts, not Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin's up 4%. Doge is up 11% now. 832 now for Doge. 832 for Doge. 8.32 cents. And look at XRP. Up over $1.31 on XRP. Up 18% today. So this is retail. This is retail buyers coming in and pumping the altcoin market now. That's what we see happening. Look at even Kronos. Even the Crow token is up 12.5% today. And I was really down on Crow token the other day when we were talking about it. And I'm just like, well, this is nice. I own some of this, so I'll take it. I'll take it. But it's a nice move overall for Doge. We'll get into the details and we'll start looking at a couple things with Doge in this live stream. We're going to look at pullback lines, but we're also going to look at the next resistance line, which I did talk about in this morning's video. If you did watch my Thursday morning video, I did mention a target. And so we are going to look at that target and what that is. Lolavec, my friend, how are you? What's going on? Hey, this is good. This is good stuff. It's the first day. I mean, we had a little pump back in May, right? We had this pump back in May because I was going back and I was looking at what happened here with this pump in May. We were down at like 8.8 cents, right? We were just kind of bottoming out through March into April at 8.8 cents. Late in April, Dogecoin started to move up. And then we had this big move into May up almost to 12 cents. I wasn't really bullish on that move. I was not bullish on that move in May. And if you remember, I said, because we have the summer coming. And I had always talked about the summer of 2026 being the true bear market, where we were going to have great buying opportunities, right? We were going to have great buying opportunities in the summer of 2026. And so this move from, let's say 8.5, 9 cents up to almost 12 cents here, I wasn't really bullish on that move because I knew the summer was coming. And it came. And so, end of May, we dropped down. Beginning of June, we dropped down. And then late in June to the beginning of July, and then July into August, we were scraping 7 cents. Scraping 7 cents. I'm going to have to get rid of all these arrows here. I can't see my own chart because of all these arrows. Well, I'll get rid of them later because that's going to be hard to get from here. But I'll clean this up. But now we've got this move. These two big. This is a daily chart. Look at these two big green candles here on Doge. Look at these. So it's still August 20th. We're still summertime, but this is low liquidity retail coming in. There's no sellers right now. There's buyers. That's what's happening. We've got buyers here coming in and buying. That's what's going on, is we've got buyers. So how long this lasts, we don't know, but we'll take it. We'll take it as we got it. XRP is ripping 99 cents a few days ago, and now XRP also ripping upwards, now at $1.31, and this is quite the move. Yes, quite the move. Here we go, Orbison. Mars, yes, I'm live. I'm live here. We're live, and we're going to be live for today and just watching the markets, and we're going to be looking at high side and retrace lines here, trying to figure out like where the price may go. DC Bundles, thank you for your support. I certainly appreciate it. Tardy for class, few months, forgive me, wrote a crypto book, created a scalping app. Awesome. Well, good luck with all of that. A crypto book. Interesting. Interesting what your crypto book is about. I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. Crow, I'll take it. Art Biopsy. Yo, what's up? What is up? Dogecoin's up today. That's for sure. Reversing mindset of multi-year bear lifestyle to bull is difficult. Many years and a loss for so many, and all of a sudden, boom. And it happened in 2 days. Really, just like a day and a half. Woke up yesterday morning, and all of a sudden, it was just like the crypto market's booming. And here we go. You think there'll be a bear market rally before a final low in September? Or you're asking me? I don't think it's going to be a final low. I think now that low that we had back here on August 1st at 6767, I think that might be the low. We might not get back there now because we're in the eights now. We're in the eights. Tops for Doge, how are you? Good day. Good day for a pump. Beautiful pump. Beautiful pump. So how does Doge? So here we were doing all these arrows, trying to figure out what was going on with Doge. And this was just a few days ago. We were doing all this. And this was really more about 7-cent Doge and how 7 cents was a magnet. Remember that? Remember I said 7 cents is a magnet for Dogecoin, and it kept going back to the 7-cent line. Well, we kind of blew that out of the water now. We've totally blown that out of the water. And with that, whew. And I had 2 short-term pullback lines created, which were 7.2 and 7.45. And we'll look at these later and see whether these are indeed going to be support lines. If Dogecoin does start to retrace, there'll be some pullback that's going to happen. Pullbacks inevitably happen, and we are going to have some pullback on Doge. But we don't know how big that's going to be and what Bitcoin's is going to be. Bitcoin is at 72.5. I did say Bitcoin would most likely retest the 200-day moving average as support. That's already at 68.7 right now is where that line would be. But Bitcoin's holding up very well at 72.5 right now. So I don't see Bitcoin doing a big retrace back to 68.7 anytime soon. Of course, I of course drew it out to happen over the next almost week to come back to that level. So, but Bitcoin moved up faster, continued to move up faster than I thought it would. And then, of course, on the downside, yesterday, I was talking about maybe an immediate reversal and then come back and retest the 200-day moving average before moving lower, which would be a true bear market move. Now there are some still talking about, the bear market's not over yet. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. And there's something to say about that because we are still only in August, and there could be still a longer projected pullback coming from this. But right now, it's a pump. It is a pump. So Davin gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Davin. Who got our memberships? Art by Obsi got a membership. Challenge accepted. JRR, Gage Hopkins, and Trolls Royce all received memberships from Davin. Thank you, Davin. Appreciate the generosity and welcome everyone to the Kriss Pax family. Now, once you have a membership, you're able to use all sorts of custom emojis that I have. These Dogecoin ones are all awesome. I've got a number of others as well. I just put the Doge ones in the chat here, where as a member, you can flood the chat with Doge emojis and some other fun ones I have as well for members only, and you won't find those on anybody else's channel. Well, maybe the Doge symbol, because I know Tom Brown also has that. So you can use that. But enjoy using the Doge symbols in the chat. We don't always just talk about Dogecoin, though. There's a lot going on in the crypto market, and we will get to XRP again. Look at that, $1.32. Just unbelievable move in the crypto market today, yesterday, and today. Unbelievable moves. Joanna, how are you? Big smile. Is it too late to buy? So, Thomas, I still think there is going to be a pullback. If you're buying now, you're buying on the big green candles, which I always say, wait. Now, again, I can't tell you what to do. I only tell you what I'm doing, and I'm not buying on the green candles. I wait, and I wait for a pullback, and I buy on a red candle. At this point, we don't know when or how deep any pullbacks can be. We don't know. So we're going to spend today just kind of looking at different targets, both for pullbacks or continuations, is what we're going to do. But you take your chances, right? You take your chances. If you haven't already bought and you're waiting, you're probably not going to be able to buy at 6.7. 6.7 may not happen again. We had 6.7. It may not happen again. So the dark psychology of crypto trading. Wow. The dark psychology of crypto trading. Ooh. That's a mind game. Very interesting title. I'm going to check that out. Thank you. I'm going to check that out. The dark psychology. I like that. The sun is shining. Candles are up. It's a good day. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Yes. Thank you, Davin. As often as I'm here, you think I would have gotten one by now. Mamba, you can always, it doesn't cost that much to become a member if you want. But there will probably be more giveaways and free memberships coming in the coming days. What's up, Charles? How are you? The what happened to XRP account here. That's your name today, okay? Crash time. There's no crash time coming right now. Doge and crypto way overbought. Is it? I mean, I take Doge and I go to the weekly chart and you tell me if that little green candle right there is way overbought. You tell me, based on where Dogecoin was, you tell me that that is way overbought. No, not really. Not really. Again, we just zoom out to the weekly chart and we see where we were for the past 2 years. And it's just like, is that really overbought? I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah. Hey, Kronos, how are you? Back to 5 cents. XRP back to 50 cents. Well, that's your opinion. And I allow people to leave their opinions here. So that's what we look at. Hope everyone had an awesome day. Pengu is looking strong. I know. It has been Pump. Pump has been the one that has been moving more, but Pengu also showing up 12% today. And if we take it from Sunday at noon, we will see that Pengu is up 24%. So Pengu was the other meme that I was looking to buy in at, and I haven't bought it yet. I've got Pepe, I've got Doge, and Pengu was going to be the third. And but Pengu, again, up 25% since Sunday. But you look at the pump.fun chart and you read it, and it's up 38% since Sunday. 38%. So the pump.fun token is really moving. It's really moving. Let's go Doge. Last cycle in August, we crashed all-time lows. No, we didn't. That was not last August. No, we were moving up last August, my friend. We were moving up. So trust me, I know my Dogecoin prices. Diddle, how are you? Welcome. Welcome. DM Trevi, how are you? Did notice you went live? Glad to hear. Yeah, I said I might do a live on Thursday. I said that yesterday. Had a feeling I was going to have to do a follow-up, and here I am. So yes. Yeah, I'm going to check that out. Bundles. I'll just call you bundles. Just wait. Most will lose everything on the next crash this weekend. We'll see. Again, it's your opinion. Everyone has an opinion. Right now, I don't see a crash coming. Pullback, settling down. Yeah, I can see that, but not crash. Glad I bought 30,000 coins 5 days ago. Robert, sometimes it's just the timing of it, right? It's just the timing. Back on August 1st, I bought 800,000. So that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Finally, a little action. Agreed. Agreed. It's been a long slog. Long slog. If it goes back to 5 cents, maybe I'll buy some more. 5 cents is not looking likely. I think we can hit 10 cents before the weekend, and I think that's unlikely either. But right now, we're still in an upward move. So, and even XRP, $1.32, still in an upward move. This is not slowing down yet. Bitcoin at 72.7, still green candles. So, still looking good. Me personally, anything under 22 cents is a buy, but I like lower. Yes. Yep. The Trump news, I know it. What happened? I know it. We all know that, but that doesn't stop retail buyers from buying. What XRP must work at, BlackRock, Citadel, trying to install fear into people. XRP is still going to do well price-wise. I have no doubt. I'm just not buying anymore because I don't like the project. I don't like what they support. But that doesn't mean the price can't go up, which I've always said. So from $1 up to $1.32, that's a 32% run right there in 2 days. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Bonds are rising back up. I know. I've seen that. They're almost back up to where they were 2 days ago. Because the bond market isn't really liking this sort of shell game between long-term and short-term bonds. They don't like it. And so it's kind of backfiring. And of course, that's showing up in the stock market because we do see the S&P 500 is down today. The S&P 500 is down. The NASDAQ is down. The Dow Jones is down. So we have all of those down today. And stocks aren't liking it. Gold is going up. DXY going down. So all of that is happening. But crypto has just been waiting and waiting and waiting. And there are a lot of people, I think, who've just been waiting to buy crypto. And now, yesterday we had the trigger, and today's the continuation. We also have shorts. Yes. We had $3 billion in shorts taken out yesterday. Well, guess what's happening today? More liquidations, more shorts. Look at just in the last hour, another $29 million in Ethereum shorts taken out. Yes, they're going after the shorts again and again and again. Look, it doesn't last 4 hours, $166 million in shorts. So, and you just see all this red here. These are all shorts, just continuing to get taken out, liquidated by the market makers. So, yeah, that is looking very bloody for all the shorters out there. And those that thought yesterday, after Bitcoin's move up here to 69.5, well, I'm just going to short Bitcoin because it's certainly going to go back down. Well, you got liquidated today because Bitcoin instead went up. So this will not end badly for crypto. You marvelous. Crypto's doing okay. We've just been waiting and waiting and waiting. And now we finally have this big move. Start doubting it. I mean, it is what it is. What it does, though, it resets how you think of the price action going forward. Because I don't think we're going to go back to 6.7 cents now for Dogecoin. I don't see that happening. We had the bottom. So you only lose if you don't continue to buy the dips. Yeah. Love to see 10 or 11. Yeah. Why the pump? We talked about it all day yesterday. Mostly it was a combination of the US bond buybacks followed by exchanges and market makers squeezing out the shorts. We had a big short squeeze the past day, and it continued today for day 2. This is a truly short squeeze is what we've got going on here. The shorts are getting wrecked, and so price is moving up on the shorts because the shorts have to cover and they've got to buy back. And those buybacks with the shorts covering helps bring the price up even further. That's called a short squeeze. Big time on XRP, big time on ETH. That's pretty big. Make limit orders, wake up to unexpected profits. I still have a limit order buy way down at 675, and it didn't hit. Still there. We'll see. Hey, Custy Girl, how are you? Can't stay away from the Doge. Nice to see you coming back. So, yep. Yeah. The whales will start to dump. Most have been warned. Yeah, I don't think the whales are going to be dumping. The whales have been accumulating, particularly in Dogecoin. The whales have been accumulating. We've been covering that over the summer. So they're not dumping. So, yes, shorts getting liquidated. Yes. Once the shorts finish, it's all downhill from here until November. Well, again, your opinion. So 51 to 48 Bitcoin, not happening. But again, you have your opinion. That's okay. Hi, Mark. How are you? Could we look at the heat maps? Sure. You can see what's happened. And you know on the heat map, it has been shorts. It's been the shorts. And as we've seen, as these prices have kept going up, we see more and more of the shorts taken out. We don't really need to do a 3-day. A 2-day is probably good enough to see the shorts getting taken out. We talked about the leverage longs down here yesterday. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. $200 million stacked up at 64,700. Is Bitcoin going to go back down to 64.7? $200 million sitting right there. That's quite something. Doge has taken out a lot of shorts on this whole run up. People trying to figure out when to start shorting Doge, and they are getting liquidated as Doge continues climbing. A lot of shorts getting liquidated. There's longs down here, down to 7.3. We looked at this yesterday, and that is going to be a good target. All the way down to 7.2, which is my target for a more severe pullback at 7.2 cents. And we'll look at that with our fib lines in just a minute. So that's what's going on with the heat maps right now. So You know that I watched the fear index. It's up to 62 now. Yeah, I mentioned that this morning. I didn't actually show the fear and greed index, but yeah, we are out of fear, definitely. So, yep. We will see what happens with the midterms. Agree. We don't know. Let's let the election play out, dudes. Let the election play out. You don't know what happens until it happens. So you're just going to keep your 697. Yeah, me too. My 685, I'm keeping, because at least for a year and a half, and let's wait to see how the next year and a half plays out. Not like on this run. This is just the beginning of something much bigger. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, Kronos, for reminding everybody. Like and subscribe. So it's not the money printer that's on, CarJ. That's not what it is. That would be the Fed. This is not the Fed. I was listening again to Peter Schiff this morning, and he knows what he's talking about. This is not the Fed. The Fed is the one that does the money printer. That would be quantitative easing, right? That's not what this is. This is the Treasury. The Treasury can't print new money. So what do they do? They play a shell game. They move stuff around. This is short-term to long-term. So the short-term bond market is now more in jeopardy because they're trying to solidify the long-term bonds. That's what this is. That's what this is. Yeah, we don't know how low they're going to be able to move it, the market makers. Once there's weakness in the market, what happened? Once there's weakness in the market, we'll see what strength the market makers and exchanges have to push the price back down to liquidate leverage longs. And this weekend could probably be a good time to do it. Low liquidity August weekend, possibly. So we'll look at that in just a minute. Cheeseburger will cost $30. Yeah. Inflation. I mean, the Treasury is going to do their thing with the bond market. The Fed is eventually going to come along, and it's going to follow along. And it's going to be higher debt. We're already 40 trillion and counting on the U.S. national debt. Inflation's going to go up. It's just, unfortunately, it's short-term thinking. Short-term thinking. So, right, the government has no money to buy back bonds. That's true. So what are they doing? They're playing a shell game, like I've said. It's a shell game. Shell game. Hey, Jam, how are you? $10 Dogecoin. That would be inflation. That would be quite the inflation mark. How can anybody believe Trump bought out all those crypto platform CEOs just for no reason? And we're going to crash. He's trying to prop up the markets, and he thinks the crypto market needed propping. I think he was probably hearing it from his sons. It's like, Dad, there's Eric. Eric's like, Dad, can you say something about crypto? Please, Dad, can you say something about crypto, please? Because the World Liberty Finance token is like at all-time lows. It's like, Dad, please. He wants his American Bitcoin company to go up because they're trying to mine Bitcoin. And they're not profitable now because Bitcoin's price has been low. Dad. Live stream has been shared. Thank you, Joanna. Bitcoin below 50K. Oh, we'll see. I know, right? Dad. That's the Eric. So, Dad, please. Hey, music. Mainly music. How are you? Yeah, I'm live. What a day. What a day. What a beautiful time we're living, Elon. I mean, there's no Elon involved with this today. This is the thing. We go up to 8.3 cents and there's no Elon here. This is just people who've been on the sidelines. We get a little pump yesterday and there's more buying today. This is retail buying. So let's take a look at this. First, on the retrace, right? We want to look at a retrace. So up to the top. The 0.618 is 7.5 cents. And then the 0.786 is down here. That's what we have right now. If we go up to the top, if we pull it down a little bit more, no, it doesn't really matter. That's what we have on the move right there. So we can look at, again, this is looking at pullbacks. We can look at the 7.5 cents right here. That's what we're looking at. On a pullback. That would be the measured move. Would be right back into that range where we were last night. That would be the pullback for Dogecoin. If we look at XRP, in XRP, we can do the same thing on the move up. And then we can do the pullback would be at $1.13, which is for XRP, that is as high as XRP got yesterday at 4 o'clock on the high, was right at that range right there. So we can come back and retest it. Again, these are pullback numbers. Again, we're just looking at from this move where these pullback numbers are. Wrong thing. So for Bitcoin, we'd be looking at 67.4. 67.4. I had written 67 here was this yellow line, which goes way back. This would be 67.4 on the pullback. So, and then the other one to do is ETH. And we look at ETH on the move from Tuesday up. And its pullback line would be 2073 right here would be its pullback line. So we've got those. However, we've got many who believe this is not a pullback, but we're actually going to go higher. So now, instead of doing it that way, we go the opposite way. And we look at a higher price. The 1.618 here is at 9.2 cents. 9.2. Let's make it yellow. So this would be the move. This would be the next move up for Doge, would be up to 9.2. Again, just using the fib lines based on the last 2 days. For Bitcoin, let me get the Bitcoin chart set up right here. So for Bitcoin, we would be looking at this move here. And this would be a 78,200 for Bitcoin. For ETH, again, we're looking at the bullish view. And these are just snap and fib lines right now. We'll go and we'll recheck them through last time. We had we were at these levels. ETH's move would be up to 2,650. 2,650 up here. That would be, 2006. Let's just make it a nice round 50 here, right? And then XRP. We can look at others too, but these are kind of the main ones I've been following on this move up. And it's been quite a great couple of days here. XRPs is well up above $1.50. It'd be $1.55 for XRP. $1.55. So there we go. That's looking at 4 cryptos. We've looked at pullback lines, and we've looked at continuation of bull run lines with targets based on fibs just for the past 2 days. Again, we're zoomed in. We're on a 2-hour chart. We're zoomed in a bit, but we're looking at short term right now in a short-term move. So again, a continuation of XRP would be up to $1.55. If there's a pullback, we'd be looking at $1.13 from where XRP is now. And for Dogecoin, again, we'd be looking at a pullback down to 7.5 cents, 7.5 cents now. But if we go on a continuation of a run, it would be up to 9.2 cents would be our target. So that's what we are looking at for that. Okay. Agreed. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you, everybody. Calmscape, welcome. Bundles. Elon is not Dogecoin. Stop it. I agree. Dogecoin is doing all of this without Elon. In fact, I called out in this morning's video, if you guys didn't watch it, it was a report early this morning that the X Money, X platform is looking to do digital payments, digital payouts to content creators using digital assets. But they're looking at using, wait for it, stablecoins. Yes, stable coins, as Kriss has been saying, and what my fears were, it's going stable coins. It's going to be stable coins because X Money has partnered with Visa, and Visa doesn't understand crypto. They're just going to do stable coins. If they do anything digital, it's going to be a stable coin. So that's not good for Doge. Now, does Elon insert himself and say, wait a sec, let's put Doge in there? That would be awesome. I just don't think X creator payouts stable coins. This is what I was referring to this morning here. X may soon start paying creators in stable coins. Imagine receiving creator earnings in like a USDC. Elon Musk tells X to increase creator payouts. Yeah, that was before. Creator payouts can now land in X Money, available immediately. No more waiting days to clear. So if you're making money on X, you can receive payouts into X Money. At the moment, that's fiat, but does that become a stable coin? Do you have an option for a stable coin, or do they just do it and you're just going to get a stable coin? That remains to be seen. That remains to be seen. We've got Bitcoin moving up higher right now, my friends. 72.9. Bitcoin's about to hit 73,000. I've got the pinger on. We do have more liquidations, mostly Bitcoin and ETH, as they are both moving up. ETH is at 23.4, 23.57 it hit. Yeah, we're already there. We have Solana moving up, 87.72, hasn't quite eclipsed where it was, but Bitcoin is higher. So we have a Bitcoin move going on right now. Doge is still 8.3. Barron Trump. Hey, it takes money to make money, right, Mark? So if you're given a lot of money to start with, yeah. Yep. The shell game, yes. Hey, Chuck, how are you? I wonder why. Why would Kriss do an earlier stream today? Why would he start this? Look at Dogecoin, just showing strength. Showing strength, 8.35 for Doge, not slowing down. Doge is not slowing down. Hi, Gurinder. Nice to see you again. Banger video this morning. Thank you. Once a heat map is practically clear on the way up and there's nothing left to liquidate, do you think crypto keeps moving up? Once there's nothing left to liquidate, it comes back down. Yeah, it comes back down. Generally, I've seen it comes back down. Now, unless it's a super positive market, full bull run in a bull market, we can go back into price discovery and prices can go higher. We're August 2026, and I just don't see that right now. Again, I think this is just a reaction to sort of like finally a move in crypto, and buyers who've been waiting on the sidelines are buying on this move. That's what I think is happening. To use Doge as a payment system, it would have to stay at a solid price, growing with inflation. And that's what Dogecoin does. That is what Dogecoin does. The US dollar does not. The US dollar gets weaker, and the US dollar is what's being used to back up these stable coins. It doesn't keep up with inflation. So, for those who also watch XRP, massive heat map liquidation at $1.35. Let's see. We can look at heat map for XRP. I've got it right here. This is all new. We are in new territory for XRP. On the heat map here. I mean, there, yeah, $10 million up here at $1.35. Yes, there's a lot of money up here. A lot of new shorts coming in on XRP right here in the last half an hour, getting heavily shorted. These are probably guys that got wiped out on the way up, and now they're trying to win back by placing more shorts. So, yeah, $1.35, you're right. If XRP goes up to $1.35, it's going to wipe out like $15 million more of shorts. Yeah. So we did this zoomed out. We can zoom back in and see what's going on a shorter time frame. There's Bitcoin. Bitcoin scraping daily highs here. Almost at 73K. Almost 73K. Today is a blessing. Indeed. Going up. World's broke. Not a good time to be broke, but if we see a retrace, and then by mid-September, prices are back down at lower prices, right? Lower prices. Then you could be buying in the lower prices once you have some money. Green days are so much better. Yes, indeed. Grumpy garlic. A lot more fun. Did Kriss sell already? No. Kriss did do one swing trade and with some of my Doge. And I may end up just buying it back at the same price. I may end up just doing that. We'll see. If Doge comes back down, then I'll just buy back. If Doge doesn't come down and it stays up, then Kriss will be buying back in a little higher. So, some Fox, how are you? Time to save my money for the big pullback. We'll see, Will. We'll see if we do get that indeed. So covered this in detail yesterday, but also mentioned it earlier in today's stream. It's a combination of U.S. Treasury bond buybacks, billions of dollars additional, which I think is a shell game, followed by the market makers and exchanges also pushing the price up, taking out shorts, liquidating big shorts. We had a record $3 billion yesterday in shorts, the most crypto shorts ever taken out in one day was yesterday. And today they're doing it again. Again, in the last 4 hours, another $166 million. Again, that's not $3 billion, but let's see if we go to, when does the day, it doesn't allow me to do that. I can't go to the beginning of the day. It's $600 million over the last 12 hours. So let's say roughly 500 million on today so far. Roughly 500 million today on the shorts. So, yeah. Is there an accurate liquidation heat map for Doge I can use without creating an account on CoinGlass? Not that I know of, Sparrow. Not that I know of. But am I logged in? Yes, I'm logged in. Does it matter to create a free account? I create a free account on my Gmail account. I'm automatically logged in. It's not a big deal. Is Bitcoin going to go back to 60K? It doesn't look like it now. I was saying 2 days ago that I thought we would see Bitcoin go back to 60K. I didn't think 57K, but I did think that a retest of 60 was in the cards. Now, looking at the heat map, 64 could still be in play. We're at 72 now. Bitcoin's at 72. So to go back to 64 is still a big drop from here. Let's see how much that would be, if that's indeed where Bitcoin is going. What would that be from here to 64? That'd be about 12%. Now, Bitcoin can go down 12%. That 12% can happen. It's going to take time, though. It's not anything that's just going to immediately drop back down. It would take time. But right now, we're just looking at the market kind of quieting down a bit. The pinger is still going off. Yeah, they're taking out some late longs are coming in that are getting liquidated now. When you see green, the green are long leverage trades. So you see some of those. This Solana one just happened. $430,000 gone. So these are late leverage traders trying to hitch a ride on today's upward movement, and they're too late. And they're getting liquidated. $430,000 on a Solana bet. Gone. XRP has had a crazy day. Yes. XRP did come up to $1.34 and looks to have topped right there. So over the past 2 candles here, this is 15 minutes. So the last 18 minutes, we've seen a pullback below $1.30 on XRP. Looks like today's top is formed. Maybe, Gurinder, maybe this is the top. XRP shows it pretty clearly right here. About 20 minutes ago when it hit up here at $1.34. But again, I thought we topped yesterday, and today it just ran higher. Crypto to the moon. Yeah. Weiju, how are you? What is lighter? What is lighter? There's no crypto called, oh, I spelled that wrong. Lighter. Lighter. Oh, lighter's dropping. But I mean, it did go up yesterday, but it's not having a good day today. This thing. How much of this did you buy, my friend? Not great today for lighter. We may never see Doge this low ever again. I don't think that. I can only tell you what I think, though, and I say, let's give this a week or two. And I think the beginning of September, the first week of September, as I've been calling, there's going to be weakness in the crypto market, and we're going to see lower prices. That's what I think is going to happen. And I've been very consistent about that. So, yeah. Ping, 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 rip all the shorters. So Gurinder, now we're getting some late longs coming in, and they're getting liquidated. We're getting late longs. That's what the pinger's doing now. All these green colors are late longs. Even a Dogecoin one here. So late long trades coming in, getting liquidated. So where's oh no? I know. We were talking about this the other day, how these guys have just disappeared. They just totally disappeared. Although this what happened guy showed up today. Again, he could have been oh no before, and now he's what happened. I don't know. These guys, they changed their names. So that happens. 20 cents and over. I'd like Dogecoin to now go to, well, handle, it's not happening now. As I've said, that's not happening now. I called for a retrace yesterday. Today, it decided to go back up, but I still think it's going to go lower. All the way back to 7 cents? Maybe not. And I may be buying back in and buying more above the 7 cent line. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. It's still August. Ben Cowan said the low for Bitcoin is going to be in October. Even if we hit the bull market support band, bounce off it as resistance. It actually went a little above it, I think. Today, Bitcoin went above the bull market resistance band. And I've already said the bottom's in. It already hit my target for the bottom price for both Bitcoin and Dogecoin. And I don't think now with this move, that Dogecoin is going to go lower than 6.7. But that's just me. Is this a buy for Doge? Not right now for me. I'm not buying Doge here. I'm not buying Doge above 8 cents. Hey, DJ, how are you? Good to see you as well. Good to see Doge going up. It's nice to see movement. Yes. I prefer would have had it still be low and see dips, so I could have bought more lower. But it doesn't always do what you want it to, right? Still DCAing, just not getting as many for the same amount. Exactly. That's what happens with a move like this, is you don't get as much. So for those just coming in, we did a fib line here to look at measured move down to 7.5 cents. And that's the target, 7.5 cents. Personally, I'd like it to go lower because I sold at 7.45. What's it, 7.45? No, sorry, 7.35. And I would like it to come back down here so I can buy back in where I sold on a swing trade. Because I didn't know the second run would happen, nor this big third run. This just, nobody expected this. There was nobody calling for this move. It just happened. But Kriss was calling for a pullback, which it now looks like is in progress. It's been a while. I saw the uptick and added a node to the network, DJ. Awesome. Every time I see liquidations, I realize how broke I am. Well, as long as you don't try and do leverage trading, because I don't touch it. I don't touch leverage trading. The spike is mostly whale and exchanges causing market manipulation. The retail FOMOing in are about to get liquidated. So retail FOMOing in are buying on spot. It's the others that are doing the leverage trading that are getting liquidated, which is why I don't leverage trade. So, Joe Aspen, I'm here, still holding my 88 coins. All right. You've been selling from 7.45. Yeah, well, I took a chunk yesterday at 7.35. So, Luca, you telling us that we are going to a lower low in BTC late September? No, I'm not saying there's going to be a lower low. We may retouch 60K, but not to 57.5. We've already hit, in my opinion, Bitcoin has already hit its bear market cycle low, 57,495. It already hit it. I don't think it's going lower than that. But there could be some news that comes, some big black swan event in crypto that totally tanks Bitcoin. That can always happen, but just based on moves, such as reaction to yesterday's Treasury announcement and what the market makers and exchanges can do to move the price, yeah, it's not going to move that much, in my opinion. Mark thinks this is a pump for a few weeks and then a sell-off. And I'm like, this is a short term. We're going to pull back. I mean, here we're already seeing this pullback happening a little bit. I sold some. It was the 400,000 Doge I had on Coinbase. And I was going to buy back in at a lower price. The 800,000 that I still have on Robinhood is fine, plus the additional 100,000, plus the other 200,000 or so. Plus, I've got Doge in so many different places. I'm good. I'm good. 8.5 cents soon. It doesn't look like it right now, Jabroni. It doesn't look like it. We're going the other way right now. Little pullback here. SWI is not pumping. I haven't looked at SWI today, actually. I haven't looked at SWI today. It got up to 75 cents. SWI had already been moving up, though. Go to the hourly chart, and you can see SWI had already been moving because we were charting it back here. And when it did this dip down to 64 cents, that would have been the time to buy. That would have been from 64 cents to now, it'd still be a 15%. SWI could come back down into the 60s on a pullback. We could still see that. Let's go. I agree. Leverage trading is how people lose their shirts. Yep. See, if you just do spot and you do swing trading like I do occasionally, summers is a time when I usually do swing trading because prices do tend to come back down. You don't lose everything. You don't get liquidated. You may end up buying back at a slightly lower price or slightly higher price, depending on which way you're going, but you don't lose. You don't end up with zero like you do when you get liquidated. If your short gets wiped out or your leverage long gets wiped out. So yeah. Bitcoin to 72. It's a 72.6 now. 72.6. Bitcoin's not really moving as much right now, percentage-wise. Slowing down, though. I agree. It looks like it's slowing down. The bears got wrecked, but now we'll see. When things work out, it seems smart to leverage, but when it goes bad, it goes really bad. I don't touch it. Again, I've been very consistent about that. I've never done a leverage trade. I never will do a leverage trade. I'm just not going to try that. You wanted to go to all-time high? Eventually. We got time. DNB Land bought heavily at 6.8 cents. Great price. Good job. Good job. Spread your orders out. Don't sell all at once. That's what I do too. We call it taking slices, which I was doing back in 2024, if you recall. So yeah. I hope the pullback on Doge stabilizes at 8 cents. So we're at 8.15 now. 8 cents on a pullback. There's nothing really there to hold it. There's nothing there to hold it at 8 cents. Yeah, there's no big leverage long wipeout liquidation happening at 8 cents either. There's nothing to hold Doge at 8 cents, unfortunately, on the chart or the heat map. So it's gonna come down here to at least 7.7. It will retrace, Manuel says. Yeah. 7.8. Yep. right there. $1.3 million on Doge. The bigger ones are down here, near 7.5 cents. $2 million, $1.5 million. So that's all in this range right here. So that's our measured move, 7.5 cents. Let's go all the way back to 7. Yeah, let's go all the way back to 7. I would like that, because then my swing trade will actually work out well. But right now, Doge is up here at 8.16 cents. It's still over 8 cents, which is a great move still. So as we go up, my orders keep filling. Don't sell all at once. Spread out. Yeah. So you're doing a swing trade as well. You're just slowly selling on the way up. Yep. Could this be, wait. Could this be a run you're looking for? And did you sell all? I sold 400,000 yesterday. I didn't sell any today. I'm just enjoying watching the chart today. And I'm not so confident that it's going to come all the way back down. It's just one of those things. So I de-risked a little bit, but I'm better off just holding the Doge, the rest of my Doge. I'm better off. 7.5 is still profit. If that's as low as it goes and it bounces here off 7.5 cents, that would be fine. The fib line shows it from this 2-day move. It may take a couple days to get here, though. Maybe a weekend thing. I had 650,000 Doge, now 100,000. We'll buy more. The monthly chart, yeah, you zoom out that far and you don't see much because it's just, I mean, it's a big green candle for the month now. Let me go to another chart that's clear. So again, these were all things that we were looking at before of pullbacks, dips, retracements, and then further dip. Pullback, dip, retracement, and then further dip. And we were wondering how that was going to play out in July. And we did get that lower low, 6767. We did get that. But now we've got a green candle for the month. But this doesn't look much different than the April candle at this point. So no real confirmation on the monthly yet. So yeah, good, Kakachi. Just, let's look at the monthly and let's just see. And no confirmation here yet. Yep, slowly sell. Don't feel left in the dust. And this is, again, this isn't selling in order to just book profits. This is a short-term bull run in an overall bear market. I mean, look at this monthly chart. You can't tell me this isn't still a bear market yet, and that it hasn't ended yet. We've got no confirmation that the bear market is over. So, I mean, that's why I sold some to do a swing trade, because I still think the price is going to come back down. And that appears to be what our friend Joe is doing as well. Gurinder sees 7 cents coming back. 7 cents. I'm going to put that line on this chart. 7 cents. So yeah, that would erase this entire move to come back down. Make sure you sell some today, add to the trade. I don't know. Remember, there will be a lot of movement tomorrow, profit taking, Asian market reactions. Yeah, overnight we'll see. I mean, overnight last night it was pretty stable, and then early this morning started moving again. We're going to the 5s. First week of October, guaranteed. Listen to that. Joe says guaranteed. The 5s for Dogecoin. Guaranteed. Wow. You're still waiting for the Fibonacci to play out. We got 6767, Nathan. We got 6767. That was pretty close. I was on a bear YouTuber today. They're so scared. For months, I've been talking about the bottom around 5 to 4 cents. Well, I was a bear too, but I wasn't saying 5 or 4 cents. I said 6.7. You're taking a nap. All right, bundles. I've been trading Doge longer than Kriss. I use real charts. All right, Joe. We'll see. Doge and alts always retrace, still in a bear market. I agree, but just not down to those levels you're talking. Trump is not going to announce more tariffs. He's not going to do a surprise strike on Iran. Danny, read what's going on. It's economic. It's an economic blockade of Iran now. There's no going to be, they're not going to fire any more missiles. They're not. Everyone is underestimating the impact of rising Japanese interest rates. It's a sort of a slow, painful thing, Gurinder, on the Japanese thing. We already had a couple times where, you know, that whole trade thing using Japanese yen, it has ended. So at this point, the Japanese interest rates, you know, for that carry trade, that it's already done its damage. So at this point, the rising Japanese interest rates don't have as much impact on the markets as they did before. Once they got away from that zero line, that was it. The heat maps have been life-changing. Doge XRP heat maps now is interesting to see new leverage trades coming in. You think XRP back to $1.35? Yeah. XRP is retracing. At this point, they're probably going to let those shorts go. They've gotten what they needed. And I don't think it's going to go up to $1.35. I think they're going to let that one go. Now it's time to take out the leverage longs. The leverage longs. I've learned I need to fire up the computer, though. CoinGlass, not great on a phone. Yeah, CoinGlass on a phone, I agree, not good. I take little screenshots every now and then of a few things on a phone. It's not the same. I have buys at 6.8 and 6.85. I guess I may have to pump it up a little. Yeah, I know, low boy. I'm in the same place. It's like, where do you buy more? Where do you buy more? So the Trump token, please call it a token, some fox. It is not a coin. Not a coin. Well, I do think they call it the Trump coin thing, though. They do call it that, but it's not a coin. It's just a dumb token. $1.65. It missed today. It did nothing. In fact, it went down today. It moved yesterday. It had its move about 30%. And it's already retraced it, like 7.5% of that on Trump. But we go out to the weekly and we're like, yeah, it's down here. This is not a good chart. Not a good chart. Let's look at the daily. Yeah. We're talking, yeah. We've seen these before. June, we had one of these, came all the way back down. March, had one of these, came all the way back down. And here we are again. August, Trump token, had one of these moves. It's going to come all the way back down again. It's just going to do the same thing. I mean, you can almost sketch it out exactly. You get the move, and then it comes right back down. And there it is. Again, it's the same thing. We've seen it. Except now it's coming all the way back down to like $1.40. It's just lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. Melania token. I have not looked at that one in a long time. I have not looked at this one. I don't even remember which Melania token we were using. I thought there was a MEXC one. There it is. Yeah. 7.9 cents. You know, this is very much like Trump. It has a move up, comes all the way back down. Has a move up, comes all the way back down. Little bit more extended. So yeah, I think this will extend out. And it'll end up back down below 7 cents. I think that'll happen. This has nothing going for it. Look at Doge, all the way down to 806 now. So, yeah. Retrace. Doge didn't reach an all-time new high this bull market. Yes, and I've been, Joe, you haven't been here. I've talked, I talked about that, and I explained why and all of that. And you weren't here. Hi, Yeely. You sold a 30-year Doge at 7.5 for swing trade. Did I sell more? No, I only sold what I sold yesterday. I didn't sell more. So I will just look to buy that in. Again, I'm being a bit conservative, but I did say I would do a swing trade when Doge pumped, and it pumped. It pumped yesterday. It pumped more today, but I'm not going to. I'm not. Wasn't going to sell more. Highway. She's not Korean. She's not Korean. She's not Korean. She is Chinese. Taiwan. Chinese through Taiwan is what she is. She's not buying Doge. She's just sticking with stocks. She's in the stock market, doing her thing. We talk about it. She sees what I'm doing, but she's not interested in the crypto market. She does her thing with stocks. Yeah, but she's Chinese/Taiwan. Is it Lambo season yet? Nope. These red candles that we're seeing now are completely understandable here on the pullback. I just took profits. Didn't sell all. Yeah, I think it's coming back down to at least 7.5. That's what I've charted out here, 7.5. Trump coin has utility. It gets you a seat at the table for some of his events. If you want dinner with Trump, you need to hold a crap ton of Trump coin tokens. That's the only utility it has. Justin Sun found that out the hard way by buying a crap ton of Trump tokens. That's what it took. So glad to see Doge catching bids. Yeah, I mean, it certainly woke us up in the crypto market. But the pullback is expected. How low do long liquidations go? Yeah, they go low. They go low. Let's zoom out. And you'll see on Doge for the 1 month down here. The biggest line here is like 673. About $9.5 million. So yeah, there's a lot of liquidity down here. A lot. So, but look at the run that Doge had, again, taking out all these shorts. And then we had some late shorts coming in, took out those. So for it to come all the way back down and grab those, liquidate those longs would be below 6.9. That's a long way to go. Long way to go. XRP is down to $1.24 on the pullback. So everything's coming back down, looks like. ETH pulling back. Bitcoin, not so much. And Doge. So yeah, I think during this stream, Doge will be back below 8 cents. I can see that. Will Doge ever hit its all-time high? You know, Mark, ever is a long time, right? Ever is a long time. So I'm not discounting it. I just think it's extremely unlikely this next bull cycle for Doge to get back to 73 cents. There's so many more Dogecoin now. It'd be tough. Has the bottom been reached? No. Well, not today. Like you talk about a bottom like a retrace. But I think already earlier this summer, we had the bottoms for both Bitcoin and Dogecoin. I do believe those have already happened. It's not a 50%. It's a 0.618 fib line. 0.618 fib line. Up to what price would you consider selling more Doge? I mean, if Doge burst up to like 9 cents, I would probably take more profit. The last run, we had a good thing with Elon doing Doge. Too bad it didn't work out. It was never going to work out. Poor Elon took the brunt of the heat there, trying to find waste, fraud, and abuse for governments that don't really want to be found out. Taiwanese tea is good. The oolong tea. Indeed. I agree. I know you say down to the 5s. I get it. Into the 5s. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, last sold a slice at 42 cents. I sold at 42. I sold more at 32. And here we are. The ultimate swing trade, right? Waiting. Now I bought a bunch in at 6.8, 6.85. We don't even know who the next president's going to be and what their stand of crypto. I know, but I mean, we had Biden, who was anti-crypto, and crypto did very well. So we may hit that 6.7 after all, Sparrow says. Maybe. The market makers are after the liquidity. No longer liquidity to the upside. Yes. Cheaper and easier for the market maker to go down. I agree with all of that. It's just a long way down what you're talking about. Agreed. Yes. I agree. The bottom with sideways trading was 7 cents. Yeah, we dipped into 6.9, 6.8. So yes. True. 6.7 is a meme. It is. It just happened to work out. 6.7, 6.7. It's almost like, did that really happen? Right there. 6.7, 6.7. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. 6.7, 6.7. August 1st. That was it. And I was buying right there. And I was buying on Robinhood, so I didn't get 6.7. 6.7. I got like 6.87, 6.85, somewhere in there is what I got on that purchase. So yeah, it ties into the simulation theory. It's all just numbers, right? It's all just numbers. But that, Joe, that was also a fib line that I did last fall, where we were doing analysis on where we thought the bottoms would be for the summer, the bear market. And I did this all last November. And I called Bitcoin exactly 57,500 and it hit 57,495. I was within $5. Nobody's going to be that close. I was the closest. Now, if it goes back down below 57,495, then okay. I just don't see that happening. Bitcoin's got too much strength now. Up here at $72,000. It's like, that's a hell of a drop to get back to that, to go lower than that. But we'll see. Is there going to be a big black swan event in crypto? Are we going to see this giant pullback? That could happen. That could always happen. But right now, we're just seeing where this current pullback takes us in a shorter term. XRP is still $1.25. We have our measured move down to $1.13 right there. You're not feeling good. Now, so Yealy, this takes time, right? I'm not feeling good either. After I got up this morning, I saw it going higher. But we have time. I say, for myself, I'm giving it to the first week of September. Now, if we're past the first week of September and Dogecoin is over 8 cents, then I'll start not feeling good. But until then, I'm fine. Because time and time again, we've seen, particularly in the summers of bear market years, we've seen little runs happen, and they generally retrace the entire run. The entire run gets retraced. And the chances are, back in the first week of September, we're going to be back at 7 cents. The chances are we're going to be back to 7 cents first week of September. In a bear market year in the summertime. We've seen it before. So like I said, I'll only start worrying about my swing trade and yours. Mine wasn't as big as yours. Mine was 400,000. Yours is 1 million. That's a big number. But be patient and wait. Give it 2 weeks. All right? Give it 2 weeks, my friend. Let's see where we are. You've seen my fib lines? Look at all the other alts that didn't go to new highs. They've already made new lows. Right? Doge hasn't done as bad as other alts. There were other alts that went below my fib lines for my bear market bottoms, and they even went lower, and Doge didn't. So Doge's doing okay. Doge is doing okay. Overall, when you zoom out, we're still talking 8-cent Dogecoin for something that we think is at least going to go into the 20s, most likely 30s or 40s again over the next 2.5 years. So people get blinders on and they just look at like what's going on right now, just the immediate thing. And crypto's much bigger than that. And you got to let these cycles play out. The top buy you did was crazy and funny. It was $10. $10 of Bitcoin at 125,000. That was funny. Bitcoin ended up going a little bit higher a couple months later, which is too bad. That would have been awesome if that was indeed the top. But Bitcoin decided to go up a little bit more in October. I think that was done in August. Yeah, about a year ago. We did that. Lighter going down. Get rich or die trying, all in. Well, you know, my friend Wei, well, you've got the Cardano thing behind you, right? So that's behind you. So you're not stuck there anymore. So you want to try and make some of that back. I get it. But lighter, well, good luck to you. I mean, I'm stuck in a swing trade on Checkmate right now, and it's just not. What is it? Where is it even now? It's still like 1.3, right? Checkmate. It's like, yeah, 1.3. It's just not moving at all. It's like, so yeah, so I'm down on that. Spell token, it moved, but not enough yet to really close out that swing trade yet. So I'm still waiting on those. On the swing trade side. We have zone stock we talked about. Yeah, let's call that up because that is no longer going to be called clean core. They're not going to be called clean core anymore. They're going to be called, oh, this is Moderna. Moderna's a big pullback, 23% pullback today on Moderna. But Clean Core is going to change its name to Zone. I forget what it's called. Zone Frontier. So they're going to embrace the Zone ticker name that they have, Zone Frontier. So I need to get this back up to at least 20 cents before I start making money on this again. It really dipped. I brought my average down, bought more at 13 cents, brought my average down, but I still need to get it back up to 20 to try and make some money over on my stock portfolio with Zone. SpaceX has gone below its IPO price. Its IPO price is this blue dashed line, which is 135, and SpaceX dropped down to 130 today. Seems to be recovering a little bit this afternoon. A little bit of a recovery here on SpaceX. Meggle is at $1.20, just still hanging out. I bought in at $1.09. So I'm in the green on that, but I'm waiting for Meggle's next big run to at least $1.40, $1.50. So being patient on that. GameStop, I still own. GameStop has shown a lot of weakness. So yeah, I gotta wait a little more on GameStop to come back. Again, these are all stock trades, just hanging out. And then Gevo, I'm going to buy back in, just waiting for it to come down a little lower. It's now back below $1.50, and I'm going to buy back in at 145 to 140, somewhere in that range, and do another swing trade on Gevo. So that's what I'm doing over on the stock side. SpaceX is a long-term stock. Yes, DJ, it is, but I'm not buying anymore yet. I got some at the IPO. I sold it up at 167 for a profit. And now I'm waiting for sub 100. Now, will sub 100 ever come for SpaceX? I don't know. It was moving down to 105 here, and I thought it was well on its way to sub 100, and then it got a big buying spree. Came back up over the IPO price. It hit Tom Crown's VWAP thing that he had up here at 149 and is retraced back since then. So his chart looks pretty good. He got it like spot on. But yeah, I'm not buying this until we see a bigger pullback. And maybe it's going to be a whole stock market pullback like Peter Schiff is calling for. I don't know. I just don't want to be too heavy in stocks when that happens. So I'm taking a little chance there. Little chance. Can't believe Pump Fund is up 85. I know. We looked at Pump earlier in the stream here. That's quite the move for Pump. Quite the move. And I thought they were having more token unlocks and all kinds of things. I don't know what they're doing. Are they burning tokens? So from August 1st, 100%. 100%. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Up 25% today. Pump.fun. Yeah, and it's not falling back down like we're seeing Doge and others do. Not touching SpaceX till after all the unlocks. Well, that'll be next year, Mark. That'll be next year. So got a ways to wait there. WAGMI. Joshua. I don't even know what that is. It sounds like a token to me. Yeah. Good luck, though, with your token. We don't chase tokens here. Is that a Pump Fund or a Robinhood or one of those? Yeah. We tend to stay away from those. That's like a needle in a haystack. But good for you that you still had some of that thing and it didn't totally die. It's making another run. Awesome. Solana's holding on okay. Not bad. It didn't go up as much, though, percentage-wise, as Doge did. So, but it's holding up. So anything in the red? Arbitrum. Arbitrum's in the red for the day. That's about it. So Doge is down to 802. It looks like it is going to go below 8, most likely. And the pinger is calling out more late long leverage trades here on XRP. A bunch of them in the 124s. Here's one for $1.2 million. Look at that. $1.2 million. That's over on OKX. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Put $1 million on a long leverage trade on XRP, and then you get liquidated on the pullback. It's just like, dude, I could have used that $1 million. You could have just given it to me. What did you give it to the exchange for? OKX doesn't need another million. Give it to me. I'll take it. The market makers are pulling this back. Big on XRP. A lot of XRP. Yeah. So our short-term measured move on XRP is back to $1.13 that we looked at earlier. Would be the pullback. And again, this is all, to me, this is expected. I was surprised we went up as much as we did this morning. You could use $1 million more. Well, that's a good one. I like that. I'd share it with you. How about that? I'd share it with you. Anybody have any suggestions? Anything else we want to look at? What it may have done today? Jasmy's still up. Jasmy climbed out of its yellow box. Now starting to fall back in. Where I was going to buy some of this, but they're getting delisted from a couple of the big Korean exchanges, and I just don't feel good about that. So, Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, still under 60%. Bitcoin dominance did make a move there for a little bit, but the alts totally took over. So 59.72. Yeah. But it's made a couple runs. There's one yesterday and there's one today where Bitcoin was leading, but then the alts took over. And so it looks like it touched 60% right here on Wednesday, about 11:15. It did touch 60%. But then ETH took over yesterday. And today it was Doge and XRP. And now the Doge and XRP are retracing. We've got Bitcoin dominance coming back up is what we've got. Because we're having a bigger pullback right now in XRP and Dogecoin. So Bitcoin dominance is climbing back up. Well, Bitcoin's holding pretty well. So yeah, that's what's going on over there. Doge just hit 799. There it is. 799 for Doge. So the 8-cent, our 8-cent Dogecoin was short-lived. We got about 3 hours worth of 8-cent Dogecoin. I'd really like to see over 24 cents and remain over 24 cents. So again, give it a year and a half and we'll see where we are. That's what I say. February, March 2028, my friend. February, March 2028. So again, that's the kind of time frame you've got to be thinking about for that price. I've been doing this a long time. It's just not going to happen sooner, in my opinion. And all these people today talking about like, oh, we're just getting started. That was Ran on Crypto Banter this morning. It's like, this short squeeze, it's just getting started. And it's like, no. No, sorry, Ran. We're not getting started. This is still August of a bear market year. And no. Yes, February, March 2028. That's what I said. And there's a chart for that I did. If you go to my X account and you search under, well, maybe we can just find it on media. Oh, media. I don't want videos. I want photos. It doesn't. Why does the media not give you the tiled thing anymore? That's bad. Now it's going to take a long time to find. It used to do a tiled thing. This is harder to see because we got to go back to June. And again, handle, this is something I made a few months ago. Still got to go back further. June. Here we are, June. There we go. Right there. So by May of 2028, I think we will be up. May of 2028. How high up? We'll see. You set a reminder. Good. You've been taking your crypto off the exchanges. If you're not swing trading, you're not actively trading, there's no reason to be holding crypto on exchanges. They can use that crypto to short, lend it out, do all sorts of things. So, yeah. Bitcoin is the king of crypto. That is true. It's still almost 60% of the whole crypto market. Usually as Bitcoin goes, so goes the rest of the market. All of that. Yeah, I know you told us about the Bitcoin for Doge. It's just, yeah, bad timing. Now's the time to be accumulating Doge. And then I'll flip some of my Doge over for Bitcoin when the Doge Bitcoin trading pair flips back. I'll be doing that. XRP is down to $1.22 now, still taking out more leverage longs as XRP is retracing back. That's what we got going on. Retracing back. Doge at 7.99. Yeah. Get out while you can. It was up here, 8.3. That was the time to do a swing trade. It was up at 8.3. Now it's 7.99. How much is it going to come back? Is it going to come back to 7.5? I think eventually it'll get down here. Doesn't look like it's going to happen today, but eventually it'll get back at least to 7.5, I think. My chart says so. And when is my chart wrong? I just didn't have the confidence we were going to have the second run today, so I did my swing trade yesterday. Stupid me. Just one day ahead. I do that sometimes. I make the right move, but just at the wrong time. I had the right intention. I had the right intention. Just not quite the right time. That's all. We can look at what moved the most. Athena is still up the most over the last 24 hours, followed by Pump and then Hyperliquid. And there's XRP. Even though XRP is down 5% over the last hour, again, market makers are pulling it down, shorting it to take out late coming leverage longs. Filecoin, Monad, Pepe. What are the losers? Stable, Meme, World Liberty. That was my Eric Trump joke earlier. Dad, World Liberty. Bad. Why is Monero down? I don't know. Monero didn't really do much. Monero didn't do much. I was lazy, didn't sell Hype yesterday, but you did early today for Hype. So you took some profits. Early today. Yeah, so somewhere at 73 range. We got up to 74. Came back to 71, now 72. I mean, anything in that range is probably pretty good. On the daily, almost back up to all-time high, 76.90, all-time high that Hype had back here in June. I don't know what Hype is going to do from here. Don't know. I think Hype just with this Trump, I mean, he said something yesterday about Hyperliquid and the CFTC clearing the path for them to get. Why did Trump say that? Something going on there. I think his sons are involved, or that'd be my guess. There's no other reason he would say something about Hyperliquid. No, I didn't get my Pengu yet. Nope. First week of September. Pengu and more Doge. Zuckerberg just bought a 200-year-old castle in Ireland. Oh, good for him. What do you want an old castle for? What's that going to do for you, Mark? Oh. You believe that too? Yeah, well, that's what I see. But yeah. Well, Pengu, we were talking about last year. It was one that I swung trade. I did a swing trade on Pengu. I don't know if I have that still. I made money on it. I don't know if oops. Yeah. This was my swing trade here. July 2025. I bought on a dip and then sold. I did a swing trade in here somewhere on Pengu last summer. And then I said, when we were doing our fib lines, I was saying, this is one I want to buy. If it gets down to the 1618, but it never did. It flattened out. So I didn't buy any yet. But yeah, I probably will still buy some. I'll probably still buy some. September. Yeah. It is regular. Yeah, so it's up at 0072. It was down here at 006. So if it does a retrace back in the low sixes, I'll probably buy. Pengu. Again, this would be my third meme after Doge and Pepe that I'd have in my portfolio for the next bull run. And mostly it's because it's this universally understood, cute penguin meme that the Asians love. They're going to trade the hell out of this thing. So I'm probably going to get some of this. Sure, it would have been great to have bought this like on Sunday, but no one knew we would go on a big run like this. No one knew. Hey, Jack, how are you? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. We've been watching Bitcoin go on a second day of a big run. And then we're just trying to figure out this this pullback. And whether it's going to continue or not. Bitcoin is saying, nope, I'm not pulling back anymore right now. Doge, a little bit back over 8 cents. What about $1 Dogecoin? Is that possible? Well, anything is possible. You just need the FOMO to really hit for Doge to get to $1. I mean, the FOMO would have to be bigger than it was in 2021. And in my opinion, if we couldn't hit $1 in 2021, the chances of us in 2028 or 2029 hitting $1, it's pretty slim. But there's always a chance. If Elon does something with Doge, let's say he did creator payouts from X using Dogecoin. If he was able to get that to work and really use it, Doge would go crazy. Would it get to $1? We'd have to see how big the FOMO was. But I don't think in terms of $1. I think in terms of what I see on the charts. And the dollar isn't in play anytime soon. Elon says Dogecoin is better than Bitcoin. Yes, when it comes to small transactions, that's what he said. As a transactional currency, Dogecoin is better than Bitcoin. Yes. Elon said that. Don't try to pet a penguin. Okay, I'll remember that, Mark. If I put up a big poster in central London saying everyone invest in Doge, would that help? Need more than that. But it wouldn't hurt. And Lloyd Ostertag says Doge is an unstoppable financial currency that will take over the world. Yes. Good old Lloyd Ostertag. You say, why? Hasty John says, the incentive to spend. It's really that. Bitcoin has a hard cap. So it's a store of value. More digital gold. You don't see people buying things with gold. So what's the currency? Something that is not a store of value, which is Dogecoin. It is inflationary. It has a small inflation that is fixed. And over time, it's a smaller percentage year after year over its based on its overall quantity of Dogecoin in circulation. So every day, more Doge comes into circulation, but it doesn't really. It goes to the miners. Again, Dogecoin is rewards. Dogecoin is a proof of work blockchain, and the Doge is the reward given to the miners who are validating the transactions on the blockchain, keeping Dogecoin safe and secure. It's not just flooding the market with more Doge. Doge goes to the miners. Now, when the miners then go to the market and sell some Dogecoin, that's when you see the impact, not when the Doge is awarded to the miners. That has no effect on the price. So it's faster and cheaper. Yes. Dogecoin has a maximum of 1 minute. Bitcoin can be up to 10 minutes. And the speed is faster. More transactions per second happen with Dogecoin. So that's why we just talked about it, Handel. Doge is a better crypto for spending because it's faster and cheaper than Bitcoin. And it is safe and secure, as it has been running for what now? Over 12 years. Has an open blockchain. It's never been hacked. The blockchain's never stopped. Unlike other cryptos that we know. We're talking Sui and Solana and their so-called blockchains, but those aren't even proof of work cryptocurrencies. Proof of work is the best. It takes energy to create Dogecoin. All of that. And it's by accident, exactly. It's all by accident. It was all just a joke. Began as a joke. But it's a pretty good cryptocurrency. We just talked about dollar Doge, Marco. Not more than 10 minutes ago. Let's get back to 25 cents first. I say that a lot. I've said it here earlier. Give it a year and a half. Let's see where we are. People don't want to hear that. I just wanted to go there now. It doesn't work that way. Something as big as Dogecoin is not going to go to 25 cents in the next day, week, or month. Just let's let it play itself out. We're still, crypto still has 4-year cycles. And I've shown the 4-year cycles again and again. And even Dogecoin in its 3.5-year cycles, which I've shown on this chart. And we just got to let this bear market play out and then Dogecoin to go into the next bull. That has got to play itself out. And then I think we will see sometime on or before May of 2028, we're going to see Doge do what Doge does. But we got to let it play out. And it's cool. Yes, and it's cool. 25 cents first. You love the Dogecoin joke? Yeah. Where can we see a portfolio of Donald Trump? I have no idea. Where would we even be able to look at that? I have no idea. Hey, Con, how are you? Nice to see you. Will says hi. VP still expecting lower low on Bitcoin. Well, good for VP. Him and his charts can show that. Again, Kriss doesn't think that's going to happen. But hey, we'll see if VP and Ben Cowan and others are right. We don't know until it plays itself out. I still think the low's already in. I still think we may go down and test some lower prices than what we have now. But not below 57. But I get it. VP's looking at his charts and his lines, squiggly lines, all that stuff. We've got others too. They've been calling for October just because of the 4-year cycle, completely just the 4-year cycle. Not about anything going on in the world, in the news, or anything like that. We'll see how that plays out. I'm not waiting, like I said. My average is 10 cents. My target for the next bull move is a new all-time high. We'll take a couple of years. That would be a 10x return. That would be awesome if it happens. I'm not waiting for that. I'll be taking profits along the way. Again, next cycle, I'll be taking slices. I'm not waiting for a specific price in order to sell everything. It worked for me last time. I will do it again this time. I'm not going to be too greedy. But that's me. I tend to sell or buy sooner than I should. I look at the charts and I say I'm going to do something at a certain time, and I do it, and I'm usually like a day too early because it always is a different price the next day that's either higher or lower depending on whether I'm selling or buying, and I miss the top and I miss the bottom. But I'm close. I'm close. And close is good enough when you're talking like millions of dollars of profits. Close is good enough. Redskins, how are you? Glad you could make it in. I've been going for, a couple hours. We've been trying to figure out whether we were going to have a full retrace or not. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like right now. So, how much has Doge gone up in the last week? Well, we can go right here. We can say Dogecoin in the last week is up 14%. 14%. Same as Solana, 14%. Same as Bitcoin, 14%. It's all the same. Now, ETH is up 23, XRP is up 22, Hyperliquid's up 25, but Dogecoin, Solana, and Bitcoin are all up 14% in the past 7 days. You're doing a swing trade, my friend. Well, you're doing much better than me. Sold at 7.9, hoping to get back in at 7. We shall see. Yeah. I'd like Doge to get back to 7 cents too, so I can buy back in what I sold. I didn't sell everything though. I just sold one small portion. I'm guessing Trump is not a big fan of Doge since the Elon falling. I don't think Trump even knows what Dogecoin is. I don't think so. Batman asks, is this a good entry point? If you're asking me when I'm going to buy again, it's not going to be now. I say give it 2 weeks. First week of September. Max is saying fart coin. You know, if I was going to buy a fourth meme, it would probably be fart coin. Up 10% today. For fart coin. That's a pretty good run. Yeah, 12 cents would have been nice. Now 17. It never got below 10, did it? No. The drop in early June didn't quite go below 10 cents for Fartcoin. But this 12 cent that we had here end of July, that would have been nice. Because you'd be up now about 40%. Good start when we're not even in a bull market for Fartcoin. So, yeah, it's not really retracing much. Where we've got Doge pulling back. How high is crypto in Google search? I don't know how to find that. You watch daily, just can't see the live. Hit the like button. Well, thanks for calling that out. Yeah, but you can always rewatch. But glad to see you here today. You're going to sell half at 25 cents. See? Byron is here. It's been a while. Welcome, Byron. Nice to see you. How you doing? How are you doing? We're good, hanging out, getting through the summer. Had an exciting couple days. Exciting couple days. If Dogecoin goes up enough to get my 2 Bitcoin back, you're going to do that. Okay. Dogecoin always crashes faster than Bitcoin. It's a meme. That's why. It's always more volatile than Bitcoin. Always. Just like most alts crash faster than Bitcoin. Doge has actually held up pretty well compared to most of the altcoin market. You're still holding all your Doge. You're looking at 25 cents, maybe selling about 30%. Again, give it a year and a half. Let's see where we are. Again, that's just my outlook. May not be a good idea swing trading Dogecoin if it's been in over a year because of capital gains, unless you're going to leave it for another year. No. At this point, for me, I've got some losses that I get because of one particular stock, which was Circle, that I took a hit on. And so now I can actually make good gains and not have to pay taxes. Because I've got a bunch of losses. Now I can always carry the losses over and I do all that, but swing trading now to me is just about coin count and getting my Doge coin count up for the next bull market. That's why I swing trade Doge. And I only do a little bits at a time. Like I just did it yesterday because of the big move. It went up more today, but that's the only reason I do it. Is like I'm fairly confident the price is going to go back down and I'm going to end up with more Dogecoin. This one, now because of the big move today, I might be lucky enough just to break even. We'll see how it goes. But I'll give it a couple weeks and I'll let it play out. And I will see where we are come end of the first week of September. Only 3,000 you can claim a year. Yes, but you can roll the rest over. So if you lose 30,000, you claim the 3,000, the $27,000 you can roll over to the next year. And you can keep rolling over if you need to. So, yeah. Swing trading is risky, doesn't always work. Watch out for the fees. Yes, watch out for the fees. You always have to look at that if you're doing like Coinbase. Now in Robinhood, there's no fee, but you're not getting the price you want. For instance, if you wanted to sell right now, you wouldn't get 8 cents on Robinhood right now. You'd get like 7.9 something. You wouldn't get 8 cents. You'd get 7.9 if you sold right now on Robinhood. So then you'd have to think not the 8 cents that you booked for the profit. You'd have to think 7.9, which means you'd have to have the price to buy back in to be at least even at 7.8. Because if you did a market order buy at 7.8, they would charge you 7.9. Rough number, something like that. Robinhood works that way. Over on Coinbase, there's a fee. So I figured with my sale the other day, it was about 2,000 Doge, $145 for 400,000 Dogecoin. Now that's not much. So the fees were relatively low percentage-wise. Don't overthink it. Yeah. Got into the bounce token. I don't know what bounce is, but good luck with it. Altcoins have been a big disappointment in general. I agree, Con. The altcoin market really got killed on October 10th, 10/10/2025. The liquidity just was gone. Even Tom Crown today was looking at the Doge chart and he had it zoomed out and looked back at October 10th and he just said, man, October 10th really killed this coin. Yep. And most other alts too. Most other alts too. Trump talked about RST. What's RST? I really don't like pump and dump nature of alts, how even the top coins still get 90% drawdowns. Yeah, just don't buy those, right? But yeah, they do. I mean, but look at the ones with utility like Hyperliquid, right? Hyperliquid didn't have a big drawdown. And even like Pump Fund token, Pump didn't have the big drawdown. I only have 5,000 Crow staked. 11% for 4 years. I never do it for that long. I do it for 90 days. I don't get 11%, but I just do it every 90 days. I get more crow. It's good for me. Taxes are good for the most part. What would we do with our first responders? Agreed. We've talked about, you talked about when you own a house, you still have to pay a real estate tax. And some people say that that's a crime. You own the house, you shouldn't have to pay taxes. And I say, well, I've got a city here that takes care of the streets, right? And if there's a crime going on in my neighborhood, I want the police to come. If there's a fire in my neighborhood, I want the fire department to come. So if my real estate taxes go to pay that, I'll take that. Better than not, right? First responders, exactly. I'd like them to show up. So yeah. My pinger's still going off. What's retracing now? ADA. Some more late coming XRPs. Why are people still leverage trading XRP? I mean, they must have not been in this trade for more than 10 minutes and they got liquidated. Why are you doing that? That's dumb. Just right there, the last 15 minutes. Liquidated. That is dumb. Well, it looks like the whole market is kind of slowing down right now here. So I'm going to call it a stream. Doge is right at 799. Again, we looked at a fib line. We looked at a retrace at 7.5 cents or so. And it looked like the heat map sort of backs that up in the short term. Of course, still down at 6.7. There's huge long liquidation. And we looked at that on the heat map down here as well. The huge amounts of leverage trades still open. Why they didn't take profit at 8.3, I don't know. If I had an open leverage long trade, I would have closed it, taken the profit. Thank you very much. But I don't leverage trade. So that's what we have for today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Kriss Pack's Live. I will not be live tomorrow. My next live is scheduled for Sunday, although I could do or Monday, but I could do a Sunday live if indeed there's something special going on. I may be back in time for a Sunday live, but most likely it is going to be Monday. So I hope everyone has a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.